I'm gonna start a fight tonight, saying David Adeleye. I'm gonna knock you out tonight, singing David Adeleye. Yeah, like and subscribe to the Triple B, you muppet. I'll smash you up, fam. Yes, wagwan. Huh? Yeah, Beast Boxing Basement Triple B here for the funds and for the shekels, blood. Yeah. Oh, one of the big fights, I mean, obviously the so-called big fight, the so-called farce, the so-called exhibition, the so-called arrangement is Tyson Fury vs. Francis Ngannou. And, you know, I don't think I'll be paying for that, blood. I mean, I think it's gonna, you know, it's for the casual, for the MMA fan to get excited. You think that Ngubi's actually got a chance, you know. Look, man, he could do his thing in the cage, although I mean he gets behind just raw strength and violence, but this is no help, a little help in the boxing ring, you know. I told you what will happen. I'll do a full preview to that ridiculous fight, you know. But there is one very good fight. But there are a few good fights on the undercard. Carlos Takam v Martin Bakole. Huh? I think I got Bakole there, although he's lazy. What's his name? Joe Parker. Yeah, against some guy, a Canadian dude whose name I've temporarily forgotten. Yeah, Simon Keane. That's it. It sounds like a posh barrister or something, doesn't it? Simon Keane. Hello, how are you? Yeah, anyway. So those are half decent fights. And then you've got the one that's of real interest. Fabio Wardley, yeah, vs. David Adeleye, which I think is the correct way to pronounce it, not Adeleye. But it's virtually just Adeleye, let's say. Right? So, you know, this has been a fight that we thought may not have happened, right? Because firstly, there was the question of the British title, whether that will be on the line, right? Because this was like on a, I don't know. It's a kind of, I mean, obviously the main event is not an official professional boxing show, but I think they've given. I don't know enough about, you know, what's happening here with regards to the ins and outs of who's sanctioning what, blah blah. But these are obviously sanctioned pro fights, you know, and British heavyweight champion is Fabio Wardley. Never had an amateur bout. He started off in white collar, which is nuts. Imagine fighting him in white collar, bro. But and I've bet against him a couple of times, against Gorman and someone else. Nick Webb, I thought might have a chance. I don't know, man. I thought he would get beat, but he's improved. He's fast. He's violent. He punches hard. He goes for it. He's a great watch. He's the favourite. You know, he's the favourite. You get 1.3 on him, which is like basically 3-1 on. And I was looking at putting him in an accumulator or putting him by KO, because Adeleye has been somewhat disappointing. It's flat to see. He's one of them big black guys, those big bucks that looks like, you know, he fits the bill. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's got all the right size, credentials, and he can hit. You know, there's no doubt he can hit. So you know, you can't whinge about that. However, he won a very fortuitous decision over Kamil Sokolowski, who's now gone to bare knuckle after testing positive for PEDs. But I can't blame him for doing PEDs. After all, like most people do, especially at top of heavyweights, and then as well, now Kamil never got the decision like this one. You know, he clearly beat Adeleye. So, like, I mean, it's a super interesting fight. Now, obviously, like, my first thing was, I don't think Adelaye's that good. He's a bit crude. And he is, but he can punch, right? And Fabio, who, again, has got speed and can punch. I mean, I expect this to be an inside the distance fight. I mean, I hope it is. It's got to be, surely, man. Fabio, 16 wins, 15 KOs. Adeleye, 12 wins, 11 KOs. Come on, man. These guys like to hurt people as well. Now, the only thing that's just made me rethink this fight is the build-up, right? So first of all, you remember they had that ruck. They had that ruck in the press conference, right? Now, you think it's great to have beef, but this one didn't look fake, because someone got hit. And that was Wardley. And Wardley seemed to, doing all right. And, just say Adeleye was kicking off against someone. And Wardley's just trying to calm everyone down. And before you know it, he gets a shove in the face. His glasses get knocked off. And I don't know what happened, but it's hard to see. You watch the vid again and again, and he seems to get in a scuffle with. What I'm told is, a guy, Adelaide's entourage, and I'm told it was his brother. He's obviously not a fighter, you can see, but he still managed to drop Wardley with a left hook. Now that's worrying, man. Getting dropped by an arm punch by an admittedly big guy, but still by a non-pro fighter, is slightly worried. Some people said, "Oh, he fell over his foot and blood tripped over." Yeah, I don't know. I've watched it a few times, man. The punch definitely connected. And he had a couple of he had one little cut on his face, which might have been from the shove in his glasses, and another little bruise on his head. Wardley. He looked. I don't think he was expecting it. I understand. Nor should he, man. Nor should he expect it. This is like, this is a press conference. You're not meant to be attacked by a gang of brutes. Yeah. Anyway, so that made me think, man, imagine getting dropped. Anyone can get dropped, caught, blah blah, but by a bitly big guy, but still a guy who ain't a fighter, with a sort of arm shot hook. Yeah. And then the press conference. So the press conference was odd. I watched it, and I also watched the face-to-face. I didn't get too much off face-to-face. Adeleye kept on saying, "Oh yeah, you bottled it when we were sparring. You bottled it," and Wardley denied it. But looking in his eyes, it looked like it might have been true. But Wardley's definitely not a coward. So I don't put that. I don't put him in that category. I don't know what the truth is there, but he's definitely not a coward. He goes for it. He's a come forward aggressive fighter. There's no cowardice in his boxing, and that's what counts. The boxing. He might be. Is he intimidated by Adelaide's London aggression? Because he's from Ipswich, man. It's not like mainly farmers, but I think Ipswich is fairly civilized. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Wardley's been in against some decent fighters, and he stopped them all. Apart from who's the one guy he didn't stop? A guy called Jakub Wojcik or something. I don't know how to pronounce his Polish names. Are weird. Jakub Wojcik. I don't know. On points, but since then he's stopped everyone. And there's quite a few early KOs there. The most impressive is I thought Nick Webb was in a bad ring. KO1. Eric Molina, KO5. I thought Molina. I kind of thought he had a chance if he trained, but he's just reduced to a jobber. Nathan Gorman, KO3. Nathan's a talented guy. There's no doubt. Yes, but I don't think his heart's in boxing really. He can punch, certainly. He can punch. He's knocked out a few guys early. But he's also gone distance with the Razvan Korjano and Kevin Johnson. He got stopped by Dubam, who I was hoping he could win against. And Fabio stopped in 3. But, I put some money on Nathan, and he was looking good early on. He hurt Wardley. He was outboxing. He was clearly the superior boxer, but couldn't take the power. He couldn't take the power in the end. But I think with Nathan, he's a guy who's never really wanted to be a boxer. He'd rather just eat. He'd want to hang out with Hughie Fury. Yeah? Hughie Fury in the camp, going out, grafting a bit, coming home to a giant stew with his woman. Simple man, simple taste. He's a laid-back guy, Nathan, nice guy. I think Ricky Allen used to manage him, didn't he? But I've always thought Nathan doesn't really want to fight, just like Hughie. It's just that their bloodline and their family and their culture, they have to. And they're both talented guys in their own way, but you can see something lacking in both of them guys. They want to be grafting in the day, coming back to the stew with the chavies at night, going out for a dump in the woods, coming back, the caravan's all clean, the woman lying down, completely naked. They climb on top, take care of business, no emotion. End of the evening, end of the day, get up, the same thing. I think, and occasionally have a couple of beers and have a few sing-songs around the fire. I don't think they're true fighting men in their heart. But yeah, enough about that. So what? Yeah, so Wardley. So he also so he didn't look confident in the face-off. He kind of had that sort of stupid, fake, confused look when he was accused of not turning up to sparring, and Adeleye was confident and aggressive, you know, and I think that's got to Wardley slightly, you know. In the press conference, you know, Wardley admitted he got hurt by Gorman, which is fine. It's good to have the honesty instead of the lies that you usually get from fighters. But usually you'd expect a fighter to dress it up a bit more. He caught me, yeah, it stung me a bit, but not really. I mean, I knew I was in control and I was going to stop him, rather than, yeah, he did hurt me. And I don't know, it seemed too easy that he was admitting it, you know, and he might just be a nice guy, honest guy, but, you know, when you're facing the super aggressive Adeleye, I mean, in a press conference, in a conversation, as well as in a fight, you got to show more confidence, man. And Woody's face was bashed up, bruv. You know, he come into the press conference with marks all over his face, little cuts, little bruises. That, I mean, you know, he might just be having hard sparring, but you know, it's a strange one. And I just felt like some confidence was lacking from Wardley for the first time. He was lacking in confidence against Adelaide's big, aggressive, silverback attitude. You know, London attitude. You know what I'm saying? So I'll have to reconsider. Is it at this point in time? I don't know, man. You know, I'm going to 50-50 now. I'm going to 50-50 now. I hope Wardley wins. I don't like Adelaide's attitude. Yeah, he's clearly, a PED head as well, but I don't like his attitude. You know, he's a bit full of himself. You know, and Camel just beat him. He didn't get a decision, and he just doesn't seem. He's not a fully natural fight. Adeleye. He's just another dude, Daniel Duban or Frank Bruno. You know, them big sort of lumps. There's big bucks that like the UK seems to churn out that aren't that. You know, aren't that skillful, aren't that effective, but just great big lumps. So yeah, I hope Wardley will win, but like, as I say, it's one of those fights where win will be interesting. Firstly, to see the confidence. Secondly, I mean, I think they'll both be in the same sort of shape as before, but let's see if they, you know, Wardley especially, because he has that just a little layer of fat on him if he comes in, you know, in real good condition. But it was just worrying to see his lack of confidence. He was a bit, you know, he seemed not intimidated, but mentally intimidated, you know. I don't mean necessarily physically. He got hiding in the old press conference. He came in to the new press conference with a face full of bruises. It's very worrying. It's very worrying. So I look forward to this fight. Anyway, it's by far, yeah, it's one of those real good British heavyweight fights, and I'm glad it got sanctioned for the British title. Anyway, we'll see after they win. I give you a full prediction, blood. But at the moment, I've moved from Wardley being the favourite to 50-50. 50-50. Great fight.